Welcome back. I'm Professor Urusilias, working in Department of Wildlife Sciences, Aligarh Muslim University. So this course is being taught in the fifth semester to the AMU students. So what is the land pollution? Since we are going to discuss about the land pollution, we should know what is the land pollution. This is the land pollution is the contamination and degradation of the earth's surface caused by accumulation of waste material, waste material, chemicals, industrial byproducts, and other harmful substance. It affects both the topsoil and subsoil, reduce soil fertility, and diminish the land's capacity for agriculture, habitation, and natural habitat support. This issue is largely driven by human activities such as improper waste disposal and unchecked industrial expansion. What we do, we simply collect all the garbage of our home and throw it outside without realizing where we are throwing, who will be affected. So, intentionally or unintentionally, we are polluting our own environment. So, this is the scene you can see most of the places, uh, garbage dump, and near the seashore, near the river body, garbage dump, and because of that, lots of problems occurs. So, a definition is the contamination and degradation of the earth's surface from the accumulation of waste material, chemicals, industrial byproducts, and other harmful substances. And the key points are affect both surface soil, which is called topsoil, and subsoil integrity. So, topsoil and subsoil both are affected by the land pollution. Results from intentional dumping, accidental spills, and continuous accumulation over time. Reduce soil fertility and hamper the natural function of ecosystem, leads to the loss of land, usability for agriculture, habitation, and natural habitat, often exacerbated by inadequate waste management practices and urban expansion. So, the more and more population, the more and more garbage is there. We simply throw our waste like this without realizing who, how, and where it will be affecting. So basically, like other pollution, land pollution is also important because this land pollution is the main reason for uh, choking of the drainage system in cities, because there is no proper management. Most of the cities, no proper management. Even if there is management, we do not realize. We simply dump the garbage. So there are different types and source of pollution, and land pollution arises from both point and non-point sources. Point sources includes identifiable activities like industrial waste disposal, landfills, and illegal dumping. Non-point sources, however, are more diffuse and include agricultural runoff laden with fertilizer and pesticides, urban waste such as construction debris and litters, as well as disturbances from mining operation. Recognizing these sources help us understand the complexity of the problem. So, two point waste, industrial waste disposal, landfill, and illegal dumping. We can see industrial waste disposal. Industries are not only polluting our land but also our environment if they are not being checked. They destroy our environment also by fumes, by gases, unwanted, unchecked gases. Non-point sources are the agriculture runoff, fertilizers, pesticide. We use more and more. There is a quantity for every crop. So the farmers in the panicky, what they do, they use more and more fertilizers so that they save their crops, and that that actually pollute our land. And when the fertilizer and pesticides seep from the ground, mix into the groundwater and pollute the water also. So agricultural runoff, urban waste, construction debris, litters, and mining operations. So these are the types of sources: the point sources and the non-point sources. Key pollution contaminations that contribute to land pollution can be categorized into chemical, physical, and biological contamination. And chemical pollutant include heavy metals like lead, mercury, and cadmium, along with pesticides and even radioactive substances. Physical pollutant consist of non-biodegradable waste such as plastics and construction debris, while biological pollutant include organic waste and pathogens. Each of these factors play a distinct role in degrading soil quality and overland health. So, chemical, physical, and biological pollutant. Chemical pollutant, heavy metals like mercury, cadmium, pesticides and herbicides, radioactive substances. Physical pollution, plastics and non-biodegradable waste, construction and demolition debris, and biological pollution, pollutants, organic waste and pathogens. There is a book written by Rachel Carson, Silent Spring. The very beautiful book, very popular book. You all should read the book, The Silent Spring. In Silent Spring, in US, to save the crops, the government, the farmers used to do spray of the DDT through the helicopter. You can see helicopter, and the quantity, one season the quantity was more as than the requirement. And that year no bird chirped because the environment was so polluted that the spring was no one call, there was no call of the birds, mammals, the whole environment was polluted. So seeing this, the government completely banned the DDT in USA. So go through that book, you will understand how much and what is the impact these pesticides, these fertilizers, these radioactive substances have on the human life, on our health. When we are using the pesticide, even at home, if we have kitchen garden, usually we wear the gloves, and then only imagine we are not able to touch it directly, we are using the gloves, and that pesticide is going into our crop, and that crop we are eating. Imagine how harmful food we are eating. So impact on human health, uh, exposure to polluted and occur through direct contacts on by consuming food grown in contaminated soil. This can lead to respiratory issues, skin disease, neurological disorder, and an increased risk of cancer and reproductive problems. The health effects are compounded by the presence of hazardous chemical and toxic the bioaccumulate in the environment, ultimately posing serious risk to public health. So exposure routes impact on health, exposure route and health effect. Exposure routes are direct contact with the contaminated soil, consumption of food grown in polluted land. This is what I just mentioned. We are consuming the food in which we are using the pesticides, fertilizers, which we cannot even touch directly by hand. Health effect, we know respiratory issues, skin disease, and neurological disorders, increased risk of cancers and reproductive problems. So these are the health issues. Environmental impact, definitely picture you can make out from the picture. Even if we see in our surrounding, the cattle, the cow eat on all the garbage around us, and instead of quality food, what they are doing, they are eating the poly bags, and uncertain deaths of the cows and cattle are taking place in cities. And when the postmortem is done, lots of polybags are coming out from their stomach, and because of choking of the stomach, they die. So land pollution significantly degrades soil quality, reducing its nutrient value and overall fertility. This degradation leads to ecosystem disruption, including a loss of biodiversity and already microbial activities. Additionally, pollutants can leach into groundwater or flow into adjacent water bodies, causing further contamination of the water. Overall, these changes result in habitat destruction, increased erosion, and a less resilient natural environment. Soil degradation, reduction in soil fertility and loss of nutrient value, ecosystem disruption, loss of biodiversity and already microbial activity, water contamination, pollutant leaching into groundwater and adjacent water bodies. So habitat destruction is changes in land construction leading to erosion and degradation of the natural habitat. Economic and social implication. Economically, land pollutant reduce agriculture productivity and result in high costs for land remediation and public health intervention. Socially, it impacts community by decreasing the quality of life, forcing displacement, and raising a concern about environmental justice. These factors underline how land pollution not only affect the environment but also has a profound socioeconomic impact on affected region. We can see through the picture, through the graph, this is the affair knowledge responsibility, human disease, quantifiable economic loss due to soil pollution. So you can easily make out from the pictures how unsafe food we are having, polluted water because the pesticides leached out into the and mixing with the groundwater, and loss of biodiversity. Animals are feeding and they are killing. I have just given the example of the cow. The same is happening with the village. In the forest, animal are feeding on the garbage, and because of they are facing the uncertain death. And when the this is having the postmortem is taking place, they are being detected, the stomach is full of the polypag. Same with the sea, not only in the land but the sea animals are also facing, because we are throwing all the sewage into the ocean. Increased use of agrochemicals and decrease crop yield. So these are the reasons why. So economic impact: reduced agriculture productivity, high cost for land remediation and public health intervention. And the social consequences: displacement of communities, decline in quality of life, and environmental justice concern. So economic, and these are the economic and the social implications. Policy and regulation measure, though we have policies and regulation measures, like government address land pollution through policies that enforce waste management policies and environmental quality standard. This include careful land use planning and zoning regulation, along with the adoption of both natural and international environmental guidelines. Additionally, incentives are provided to encourage industries to implement greener technologies and sustainable practices to reduce their impact on the land. FAO knowledge responsibility is showing regulatory guidelines, precautions, soil type, background value, soil use, food baskets, and mitigation remedies. So government action: enforcement of waste management, environmental quality standard, land use planning and zoning regulation, guidelines and incentives, adoption of national and international environmental policies, incentives industries to implement green technology. Technology solution for mitigation. We have technological innovation has a key role in mitigation land pollution, and advanced recycling method and proper waste segregation strategies are essential in reducing the volume of waste. In many places there are more than one dustbin, one for the dry waste, another for the wet waste. So so that later on we do not segregate the garbage. Already these kind of dustbins are lying at many places, and we have to be bit conscious, and we have to throw the garbage according to the bins, and which we are not doing, and polluting our environment. So advanced recycling method and proper waste segregation strategies are essential in reducing the volume of waste. Soil remediation techniques such as bioremediation, phytoremediation, and chemical methods help restore soil health. Modern landfill design that incorporate leach collection and treatment system, as well as sensor network and satellite imagings, allow for prompt detection and management of pollution incidents. So waste management innovations, advanced recycling method and proper waste segregation. Soil remediation technique, we have to improve the soil also. So through bioremediation, phytoremediation, and chemical remediation method. Improve landfill design, Improve landfill design means incorporation of leachate collection and treatment system, and monitoring technologies, use of sensor network and satellite imaging for early detection. So community initiative and best practices. Community-led action are vital in the fight against land pollution. Educational program and public awareness campaign encourages proper waste disposal and recycling practices. Local actions such as community cleanup drive-in and urban gardening projects not only help clean up polluted area but also foster a sense of environmental stewardship. Additionally, successful collaboration among local government, NGOs, and educational institutions can develop and promote sustainable land management practices. So, community initiative and best practices, public awareness campaign, educational program on proper waste disposal and recycling, local action, community cleanup drives, and urban gardening projects. Collaborations, engagement between local government, NGOs, and educational institutions to promote sustainable land management. So, education, we are the educational institution, and we have been given the task to make you aware about our environment. So, land pollution is one of the concern of the environment, and because of this, not only our health is suffering, but also the health of the wildlife biodiversity is also suffering. So, we also contributing to motivate the young mind like you, and to encourage, to motivate and sensitize so that you take proper care of your garbage. Even a small steps, if we start at home, from home, that will affect a lot, that will matter a lot. So we should start doing this from today onwards. So collaborations, engagement between local government, NGOs, and educational institutions to promote sustainable land management. Challenges in controlling land pollution. There are challenges. Controlling land pollution faces several challenges. Many riggers suffer from inadequate waste management system and facilities, making it difficult to handle waste effectively. Enforcement is a major issue, particularly when it comes to monitoring non-point source pollution and curbing illegal dumping. Economic constraint further limit the funding available for remediation projects, while insufficient public awareness about proper waste management continues to exacerbate the problem. Infrastructure limitation, inadequate waste management system and facilities, enforcement challenges, difficulty in monitoring non-point sources pollutant and illegal dumping, economic constraints, limited funding. We have limited funding for remediation projects and sustainable properties practices, and public awareness. This is the one way of the public awareness. The masses, like in AMU, more than 2000 students are attending this course. So this is actually the awareness. We are trying to create the awareness among the youth. You can see there are lots of dumping ground, there are lots of garbage around the university campus. What we have to, even if you go to the backside of the library, the so much of garbage, and that is not properly disposed of. So at least what we can do, we, instead of using the plastic cups, plastic plastic plates, we can use the paper plates and paper cups, and reduce the pollution in the environment. Adding up the plastic in the environment, we can reduce. So these are the until unless we all come together and fight for the pollution, nothing will happen. The alone government cannot do, alone NGOs cannot do. It is the who we the public can actually do, the because we are the one who are creating the land pollution. So public awareness is one of the important issue, through which, without awareness, nothing can be possible. If you are not sensitized, you are not aware, nothing can be possible. So there are case studies and real world example, like examining real world case studies reveal practical example where urban area have faced significant challenges due to landfill accumulation and industrial waste. We can learn from success story in regions that have implemented strict waste management reforms and remediation strategies. These case study highlight the positive outcome achieved through coordinated government intervention and sustained community efforts and the application of sustainable practices. So, case studies highlights urban area with high landfill accumulation and industrial waste impact, success stories from region that have implemented strict waste management reforms. Key example, specific example like remediation effort industrial impact zone, demonstrating improved soil quality and land use post intervention. And lesson learned, importance of government intervention, community involvement and sustainable practices in mitigation land pollution. Without that, without the collaboration of all three, the government, the NGOs and the community, we cannot fight with any pollution, whether it's a land, whether it's a water, air, whatever pollution you name. We cannot fight until unless we are sensitized, we are aware about the pollution. So let's take pledge that we won't be throwing garbage in India, especially in the UP. The main issue is the poly bags. We are simply throwing the single use polythene, and because of that most of the drainage system are being choked during rainy season, and most of the animals are dying because of choking the polybags in the stomach. So this is about future direction and research trends, innovative remediation, development of cost effective and eco-friendly soil remedies technologies, make, use and recycle, circular economic, make, use and recycle. Circular economic model promoting recycling, reuse and resource recovery. Enhanced monitoring, integration of digital technologies and data analytic for real-time pollution tracking. Policy evolution, strengthening regulatory framework and encouraging cross-sector partnership. So these are the future direction: innovation, remediation, circular economic models, enhanced monitoring and policy evolution. So thank you very much. This is all about the land pollution, and we can actually if we work together and we are sensitized, we are aware enough, we can help reducing the pollution. So thank you very much. We'll see you in next class. Till then, enjoy this lecture.